Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Salt Lake Cemetery. Salt Lake City Cemetery is actually a cemetery that had its very first burial in 1848. Now, it's not going to be a grave we go visit today, but the story is Marion Wallace was the very first burial here. We'll talk about it in a different video, but let's go ahead and go. Let's go stop by our first grave today. All right. I'm sorry if I sound out of breath. I parked all the way down there actually, and walked all the way up here and uphill. Salt Lake City Cemetery is not exactly the smallest or most level cemetery. Anyways, here's the first grave I wanted to come visit. Lawrence Horn Miller, sorry about that. Better known as Larry H. Miller. Now, I know a lot of people out here that live outside of Utah don't know really who he is. Him and his family actually own, I think, 54 car dealerships spread around Utah. And they own a whole bunch of Megaplex theaters. I actually go to one down in Orem. Larry H. Miller Megaplex, really awesome theater. Again, Larry H. Miller, his family has owned, actually, believe it or not, his family actually has up until just recently owned the Utah Jazz basketball team. As you can see, he was born April 26, 1944, died February 20th, 2009. I think it was cancer he died of. Anyways, I'm trying to keep this video as short as I can. So if you want to look at more detailed background, more detailed history about him, look him up. Larry H. Miller. I think his family actually did a thing where the family will continue to own the Utah Jazz for generations. So they plan on keeping the Jazz here in Utah for a while. Okay, the next grave we're going to go visit, it's just right off the road, is Ellen Freeberg, known both inside the LDS and outside the LDS community. The church, LDS Church, commissioned him to do a whole bunch of paintings for famous scenes of the Book of Mormon, which actually were in earlier copies of the Book of Mormon. Some people still have them, but there's two pieces of artwork that he's best known for outside the church. First one is the Prayer at Valley Forge. People might not know that right off the bat, but it's actually the painting that depicts first President George Washington in Valley Forge praying and kneeling. Everybody might know that. I might add a little snippet of it. The other painting he's best known for outside the church, everybody's probably seen the movie The Ten Commandments by Cecil B. DeMille. He actually did the painting for the movie poster of Moses carrying the Ten Commandments. That's who that is over there. He painted all that. Okay, this next grave, I'm only going to be here for just not very long, because we just found the buck of the herd, and I don't want to be here very long. You see over there, the buck is way out there. But this is the grave I wanted to come visit, Wire. This is actually Lester Farnsworth Wire. And you wouldn't have ever known it, but his family actually invented the electric stoplight. But for some reason, he didn't want to take a patent on the stoplight. Someone else got to it before him, and when they actually had the patent, he's kind of like, whatever. Oh, so there's the one mill over there. There's also another mill over there. Whew, it's kind of creepy. Creeping me out. Okay, this grave will actually be the second to last grave we go visit today. And this is actually kind of a weird one. The story behind it is this lady, either her husband had a mental illness of some sort, I don't know what it was exactly, or he had a horrible sense of humor. Illya Illya, when she was alive, she lived a healthy life. But for some reason, when she died in the 50s, her husband had this inscription on her grave. Illya Illya, born 1881, 1951, she died. Victim of the beast 666. So, I don't know if that's supposed to be like a horrible joke, because a lot of people have said who have claimed to have known her husband say that he had a very, I guess you could say, vivid sense of humor, and he might have suffered from some sort of mental illness. But when she died, he had that inscription put onto her headstone. It's really weird stuff, I'll tell you what. Okay, sorry for the out of breathness. I was walking in the snow behind me. You can see a little bit of a hill with the snow. Anyways, we're coming up on the very last grave for today, and it happens to be one of my very favorite individuals from history, both inside the church and outside of the church. Near the front of the cemetery, you'll be able to find Orrin Porter Rockwell. Died about a year after Brigham Young died, but it says right here on the grave, he was brave and loyal to his faith, true to the prophet Joseph Smith. A promise made him by the prophet through obedience was fulfilled. If I recall correctly, that prophecy was if Porter Rockwell were not to ever shave his beard, he would live a long, prosperous life, which he did, for the 19th century, you know. Anyways, he was a convert to the church. He was actually very key figure in the Wild West history too, and he was as popular as people like Jesse James or Wyatt Earp, you know, people like that. He was kind of known as the angel of death in Mormondom. He was kind of like a law enforcement individual, but he was, in a way, but I guess you could say he was an outlaw. That would probably be the best word to describe who he was. He was actually jailed for 6 months, which is actually a long time for an assassination attempt on Missouri Governor Wilburn Boggs. Boggs, at the time, he at the time had written a document that banned all Mormons from being residents of the state of Missouri, and that's why it was called the Mormon Execution Order. Any Mormon living there would be shot and killed on sight. Whereas Porter Rockwell, he had an assassination attempt to kill the governor, but he was only jailed for 6 months. And in a way, one of the reasons why he's my favorite is because he stood up for Mormon rights, Mormon beliefs, in any way, in ways that most Mormons will not do. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a subscribe or like at the bottom. Share the video. www.patreon.com/ChrisRyan, Facebook.com/Chris/Famous American Stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later in my next video. Bye.